Hi, my name is Nikki Garza, and I'm a first-year student with Terry.
And I'm Sebastian Sosha, also a first-year student with Terry. I found out about the summer intensive at the open house I attended in the spring before I ended up actually coming in the summer. The studio was recommended to me from a professor in college, so that's what led me there.
I found out about the summer intensive because actually I'm from Atlanta and Terry was doing a 4-day workshop, I would say, in Atlanta at Drama Inc. And actually it's a quick fun little story. I was supposed to take it in 2020, but then, things happened in 2020. And for 2 years, I was like, should I take this? And then things were happening, things didn't align. And all of a sudden, last year, I had this credit from this workshop that I never took because of 2020. And Terry was coming, and the amount I had was like the exact amount to audit the class. And I was like, okay, yeah, universe. I took the Atlanta intensive, and afterwards I was like really inspired, and Terry's like, next time you come you should actually participate. And I went, no, I'm not coming for 4 days, I'm coming for a long stretch. And that's actually why I did the summer intensive. So the summer intensive was only 6 weeks. What do you think you got out of it?
I mean, there's a lot. I remember just things that Terry was saying were finally just clicking. Like I connected a lot of dots that I sort of had learned, I feel, before I came here.
Yeah.
And then just everything Terry was saying, I was like, oh wait, that's how you apply this, that's how you apply that. And it just starts with just by like being with the other person, and really being present and working off them, and that's just all you have to go. And it's hard to say I overthought listening or like thought too much about listening, but that's all really. I have other stuff to say. What comes to mind for you?
I mean, the first one was like how professional like the setting was really great for me. I think coming from like an Atlanta market where a lot of people are more interested in like not maybe getting leads, or maybe like a co-star market, and like I came here and everyone was like, yeah, all the way in, and I was like, oh yeah, like this pumps me up. Like everyone's commitment in class like really reinforced my commitment, and I was really excited. And then all the gems that Terry drops, like some things that you kind of know about acting, but then like you're seeing other people do it, and you're like, oh, I see how that note now applies to me by watching someone else do it. Like you think you're coming really to practice here, but you take so much home by watching everyone.
1000%.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it really feels like I just started acting here. Like it was like actually that's what it is. And it wasn't just pretending to do anything. It was really doing. And being with people, and it really is that simple.
Yeah. Listening, responding, doing. Who knew?
Yeah. Well, I would say I just, and I can say this to the camera, at the end of the 6 weeks, I felt more like myself, a fuller version of me. And I had thought that coming in, I was a pretty full version, but I think it really unlocks parts of you that you didn't know were there or aren't comfortable.
Absolutely. Like showing, expressing.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, after the 6 weeks, I realized how much I think I was holding myself back. I think afterwards I was just so inspired by what had happened in such a short amount of time that I was like, oh wow, there's so much more for me to learn and to be a part of. And it really reinvigorated myself as an actor, and like to the craft, and like reaching excellence, as Terry would say almost. It was just like, wow, this is something I want to do, and I want to go in like 100%. I felt like maybe I recognized in myself that I was kind of like playing it safe. And it really was like, no, let's not play safe. What does it look like when you go all in?
Terry's always talking about going all in and making that your brand and being fully committed. And I thought that I was all in too. It seemed so foreign in the beginning, wanting something so bad, or just like, what would you sprint towards? Is it like being all in and like running?
Run toward the cannons?
Yes. Or damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead, and just going for it.
Yeah.
And I just felt like I felt like I walked differently at the end of the 6 weeks. I just remember in the beginning, maybe this second week of class, there was a moment when I just disagreed with something that Terry said, or I just challenged him on it.
I remember this now.
I was just angry, but like that was a moment where it turned a corner my curiosity, because like I was angry about something, and that I was feeling misunderstood, but then I didn't feel a need anymore. Like I just felt less of a need to explain myself anymore after this, and just to be more curious about what the process of, the class was, and just the process, slowing down and just being interested. Terry asked me if I could be more interested, be more curious. I was like, yeah, I can do that. Like that's like, but I thought that I was all in, but I realized I could be more.
Yeah.
And so that point, I feel like I took off because I stopped
getting
resisting.
In your way. Yeah.
I feel like, and of course, there's maybe some subconscious stuff still that I'm like, but I was really resisting, and then I was like, oh wait. What about you?
I think for me, it was watching so many people in our intensives like breakthroughs, like the moment it started to click for them.
Yeah.
And not even my moments, but like in general, watching the class, like having that moment and you're kind of like on the edge of your seat, like,
totally.
And you're getting so excited. You're like, oh my God. And then you're like in it with them, but you're watching. I was like, all those moments just really, I was like, wow, this is the thing. Like this is the thing. Like this is the passion. Like this is like the art we're creating, and it's so fulfilling.
And to what you were saying earlier about how watching other people do that actually was so helpful, because everything that came up for people, it came up for me.
Yeah.
And it hadn't done it that, if it hadn't came up that class, it came up weeks before, or it hadn't come up yet, but it was in me. And
yes.
So it really is from everyone a learning opportunity every moment of the entire class. And I just feel like being on the edge of my seat, it was really, really valuable.
Yeah, it's an individual journey, but it's also such a group journey as well. It's really amazing. During the summer, I also took movement and voice.
Okay.
And for me, I didn't really have a background in either of those. And movement for me was, I think, like I'm going to say it was like really life-changing for me how through your body I was able to like access emotion so much easier. And like I think specifically emotions that I normally try to repress was just so easy in movement, and it really kind of like blew my mind. When I like think about the summer, like Terry's class absolutely, but like for me, a lot of my growth happened in movement. And I was just like, how is this happening? Like through movement, like I'm accessing all these emotions. I'm becoming like more truthful also in my everyday life, not just in, this studio. And it was just, wow. I also took voice, and like that was my first time doing any kind of like progression or anything. And I was like, oh wow, this warm up, it really allows you to use an entire instrument, your body as an instrument. And I was like, wow, everything's clicking.
I saw so many parallels between the voice work and the Meisner work that I just hadn't connected before. Like listening and responding.
For sure.
And like playing catch with like your heart, just like back and forth.
Yeah, you think everything's kind of separate, but then you see how they all are kind of like interwoven together and help you in like every sector. You're like movement, but then you're like, oh yes, it's like making your body like more accessible to feelings and emotions. And you're like voice, and you're like, it's making your like vocal system more accessible to emotions. And then you're like, oh, and then we put all that together in acting. And it's just like, phew. I also did a Chekhov workshop. I did the Alexander Technique workshop. Like I went all in the summer intensive. I was like, listen, I'm not from New York. If I'm coming to the city in the summer, baby, sign me up for everything.
I would do it again. Or like I think we should all do it, because it's like you finally start acting. And if you want to just get better, just in 6 weeks, there's so much to get out of it.
It's yeah, for sure.
And it challenges you in a way. It challenged me in a way that I had never sort of been challenged before.
Yeah, it is finding like a new way to act, and it's almost like it's hard work, but it also feels easy at the same time, if that makes sense. Like the work is hard, but then like when you go and actually do it and you're just like, no, I'm actually just sitting here with you like as a human, like listening to you, responding to you as a human, you're like, oh right, this is what it's all about. It's not me trying to force anything at all, if that makes sense.
Yeah, not trying to force it. I mean, I literally feel like I learned how to act again, or learned how to act for the first time. Like, it was really truthful.
Yeah.
And I had these moments where I was like, oh wait, yeah, like I was connecting these dots, and I hadn't been able to apply those things beforehand. Now it just all made sense. If you wanted to make it all make sense, I think you should do the intensive.
100%. Terry, I think during the intensive kept giving me the same note over and over. And I was like, why is you giving me the same note? Why am I not applying it? And he was just like, you'll apply it once you finally understand it, you get it. And then finally, I think it was a few classes in, I was like, oh, okay. I see where this is going. I see what I'm doing.
And it is so much more rewarding when you figure it out
For yourself.
For yourself. And not that Terry or anybody would, because we got Celestine, it was subbed us, and it was all great. There were new discoveries made every day, but then sometimes I'd still be lost. Terry could just write a prescription and be like, this is what I'm looking for, but it's really to detach from the desire and almost need to get it right for your own sort of self-worth, the feeling, and getting it right, which happens, which feels nice. It's just not meeting that exactly doesn't mean there was no growth or there was no successes. The success is just being aware and learning a new thing.
And going all in every time, even if you fail, you're like, okay, yeah, that wasn't right, but I've learned X, Y, and Z from it, so I can apply it next time, and hopefully next time it'll be better.
Exactly. I'd say that idea of rewiring your own sort of rewards, just of getting it right, versus the process and your own process as an artist. As an actor, it really just changes something in you where your heart and soul is just realigned. I feel like it realigned me.
Yeah, it made me a more passionate actor. Because I was not looking for praise outside of myself. I could now recognize when I was doing a good job on my own.
And who's the intensive for? I would say if you're new to acting, it's for you. If you're an experienced actor, it's for you. I would say to my family, it's for them. They could come and learn a lot and open up if they want. If you want it, it's for you.
Absolutely. The intensive is really, I think it's good for everyone. Even if you're even thinking about acting, I think it's wherever you are in your acting journey, where you're just starting or you've been in the business and you just need another fire, lit under your butt, and you're like, oh yeah, this is why I'm passionate about the craft. This is why we deal with all the rejections we deal with. It really reinvigorates and puts that passion back into you.
I learned more about myself, unlocked parts of me, I felt and that was so rewarding. Oh, I'm a much better communicator now in real life now as well. I was like, oh no, I'm actually listening to you instead of just hearing you to respond, to have my own opinion on you. I'm like, oh no, let me actually listen to you and take that in. It's so applicable even outside of the acting. We did the summer intensive and now we're doing the full 2-year program. What made you kind of want to jump in for the full Monty? I just was really hungry still. It was a little bit tiring. I was ready. I was glad to have that break because it is an intense month, but it's good to be like that. I feel like the summer is for work. It's always been like that for me at least. I just was so curious how much further it could go. I unlocked so much in that 6 weeks in myself, and I just was like, wow. And there's over 100 more classes.
Yeah.
It was an incredible feeling, and it was also incredibly rewarding just to get that the bit. The snippet, and it's more than the snippet. It is an intense month, but yeah, I needed more.
Yeah, I mean, for me, after that, I remember having a talk with a friend of mine, thinking about going back to Atlanta, and I remember having a talk, telling them, I was like, oh, I think through this intensive, I had kind of became okay with being a good actor. Right? I was getting parts, I was booking stuff, but nothing really that was exciting me. But I was just oh, I'm booking, it's fine, whatever. And I remember at their intensive having this conversation being oh, I don't think I want to be an okay or good actor. I was I want to be a great actor. And the way to do that is to continue on. If I was so excited and invigorated by 6 weeks, what would it be to do it for 2 years? And to go all in. And yeah, I literally packed up my life in a month. I was okay, bye Atlanta. Hello, New York City.
And for you, was it good to get that sort of trial? I couldn't sign up for the 2 years without knowing what it was about.
Yeah, for me too. And it's so funny because I thought okay, I'm gonna come into these 6 weeks, I'm gonna learn everything and I'm gonna go back to Atlanta like a hot shot. And the thing was I did take away so much from the 6 weeks, but I was no. to be a hotshot, like I need to do, like where can I go in 2 years? Like this was great, but all of this, I was like, hold up. That's the actor I want to be.
100%.